Is it crazy or is it just crazy faith? Welcome to Full on Faith, y'all. Have y'all ever had the experience of like telling something to somebody and you're really excited about it and then they end up saying, like, oh my God, that's crazy? What? Like, I feel like we've all had that experience. And so I'm talking today about when you're telling something to somebody about something that God told you and somebody tries to make you feel crazy for it. Not everyone's going to understand the things that you are doing, especially when it's something that God is telling you to do. They're not there when you and God are talking. They're not there for y'all's conversations. So they don't truly understand the meaning behind everything. So what sounds crazy to somebody else isn't going to sound crazy to you because you know what God told you to do. You were there when you and God were talking and they weren't. And I know this is why they say sometimes you have to make moves in silence. And honestly, I think it is best to keep the things between you and God, strictly between you and God, for that very reason, because there's always going to be that one person that is going to try to discourage you or try to make you doubt your decision or try to make you instill fear in you or make you feel crazy for following what God is telling you to do. And sometimes that's the enemy's work. That's the enemy trying to utilize the people around you that are closest to you to get under your skin and make you question what God has already told you to do. And so when you're facing those moments, you have to learn how to have crazy faith in spite of everyone else's opinions, because guess what? Their opinions don't matter. Their voices don't matter. The only voice that matters is God's and what God told you to do. So when you get hit with the, oh, that's crazy, just ignore it. You want to know why? Because it probably is crazy to someone else, but it's not crazy to me because I was there for that conversation with God. God spoke to me. He didn't speak to you. He spoke to me and told me to do this. So, yeah, it's probably crazy to you, but for me, it's crazy faith. I'm having crazy faith in what God told me to do. See, not every single time that you decide to step out and take a leap of faith, everyone is going to agree with you or everyone is going to cheer you on. That's not going to happen a lot of times. Honestly, most of the time, it's not going to happen because, again, to them, it doesn't make any sense why you're doing what you're doing. But that's why these conversations were between you and God. It might not make sense to the next person. And so, a lot of times, when you're stepping out and taking a leap of crazy faith, the people around you are going to have something negative to say. And not always from a negative headspace, but because they don't understand it. They don't understand the why behind it. They don't understand the meaning behind it. They don't understand that this is your walk with God. This is your journey. And so, what looks like something absurd to them, where it's just like, oh my God, why would you do that? For you, it makes perfect sense. And that's okay. But you have to learn to be okay with making that decision in spite of what other people may think about it. Because again, their opinions don't matter. And if you lead your life based on the opinions of other people and what they think, you're never going to get to the places that you and God talk about. You have to learn to be able to ignore that and be like, you know what? No, because I'm going to listen to what God told me to do. It doesn't matter how crazy it sounds to somebody else, because I know it makes sense based off the conversations that I've had with God, the confirmation that I've gotten from God, the clarity that I've gotten from God, and the ways that He has spoke to me to give me that clarity and that trust in Him to know the way He's telling me to do is the right thing, no matter what other people might think or say about it. You know the saying, haters gonna hate? And it doesn't mean that people are hating. They just don't understand, and that is okay. And then you're gonna have the people around you that do understand. You're gonna have some people that do understand, and that's because they have their own experiences with God, where they can be a testimony to you to be like, you know what? Yeah, listen to what God is telling you to do because He's telling you to do the right thing. I've been there before. I'm in that right now. Yes, do that. You know what I mean? And either way, regardless of people's opinions, it doesn't necessarily dictate your relationship with them. It's just, again, people aren't going to understand unless it's them in your shoes. They're not going to understand until God calls them to do something crazy. And now they're stepping out in crazy faith. And now they see where you're coming from. And that's okay. So if you just feel like you are trying to take a big, crazy step in your life that sounds crazy, it sounds wild, it's kind of like, oh my God, am I really doing this? God, are you really telling me to do this? Like, this is what you want me to do? Like, okay. And, you have conversations with people around you and they're telling you, like, why would you do that? That sounds crazy. Are you sure you want to do that? Like, I can't believe you're really going to do that. Like, are you really sure about it? Are you doing it for this reason? Or are you doing it for that reason? Like, Just ignore all of that. Only listen to what God told you to do and pray. Pray that God gives you strength to follow your faith in spite of the voices around you. And just you'll see how God really brings in your focus just strictly to Him during that time. And it's not going to matter what anybody says. You're going to do it because you're following God. When you follow God's voice, it's not going to matter what anyone says, what anyone does around you. When you're on a mission to follow God, nothing is going to affect that. So let this be your sign or your reminder to just stay strong in spite of the opinions around you, because it's not crazy, it's crazy faith. So if you're still watching this, thank you so much for the support. I hope that this message really found you well, and I hope that you step out on crazy faith today. Do not listen to what others have to say. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.